Alright, so today I'm going to go ahead and review week 4, day 1 introduction to Linux. We were messing around with Linux before this in week 3, but this stuff I feel like it's becoming very imperative in what we've been doing lately. So, also, I'm still feeling a little under the weather, so please disregard if you hear me blow my nose, clear my throat, other stuff. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure here on terminal we were working with 2 at the same time. So I'm gonna skip the first activity for this one because this was when we were still just like kind of going into groups and talking, not working on Linux. The second one is where we start working on Linux though, so that's what I'm gonna pick up. I'm gonna go ahead and read it, and I'm gonna go ahead and start. Yeah, see here it's even saying everything you do will be second nature to many Linux administrators. Everything we're going to be doing this week, as well as the last 2 weeks we've been doing. The first step for troubleshooting any computer issue is gathering information. In this activity, senior I lost my spot. Tired. Senior administrator has sent you a list of information to gather about the target system. You will use this information for further analysis. You will start with a basic audit of system files, exploring some of the most important locations in the file system to identify evidence of suspicious activity. Be sure to use your instructors and classmates. So this activity, run the following command. I remember when these days were so easy. Alright. You know what? I want to look up the answer sheet to this. Yeah, so for whatever reason, I can't access the solution guides, which is what has been my problem the entire time. But whatever, I don't need it, I guess. Alright, anyhow. To set up this activity, run the following command: sudo bash home instructor documents setup scripts instructor and landmarks. I wonder if I should just reset my terminal as well. Here's the audit checklist provided. I think I will. That was pretty quick, so it only took a minute to reset. I wouldn't recommend resetting it yourself either, but I only did it because I don't know, I feel pretty confident that I can rework everything. But I guess we'll find out. So I'm gonna hit Alt Control T to open a terminal. As administrator, user review sudo command. Cool. Let's take a look. Yep, Lucky Duck's gone. Everything. Actually, I just remembered I put something in here that I didn't want gone, but whatever, it's gone. Alright, so let's go ahead and get it. First step, to set up the activity, run the following command. I know I could copy and paste this, but I'm just going to do it for practice. Set up scripts, instructor, landmark, review.sh, copy. Here is the audit checklist provided by your senior administrator. Create a research directory in your home folder to place notes you find. So let's go ahead and make a directory. I'm not going to capitalize it because that's just one extra thing I'll have to do whenever I access it. Research, there it is. Access the var log directory and check the auth.log exists. You need to check for suspicious logins. Okay, so directory and check if the auth.log yep. And just because I'm curious. I wonder if it would be single quotes. Permission denied. So I was just curious because I know in a real world setting, probably wouldn't be this easy to find it. Probably be a lot more. So I was seeing if I could use find iname auth. Let's see, since permission denied, maybe sudo. Yep. So yeah, I pulled it up. So this dot here means it's in my current directory, and then that's it right there. You need to check for suspicious logins. So I'm assuming it want me to cat the auth.log, but I don't like a mess, so you know what? For funsies, let's do word count on it. Bruh. And the reason why I'm doing this, wow, that's pretty big. So let me just refresh my memory. So this is how many lines it has in it. We'll display a number of lines, how many words are in it, and then how many characters. So that's a pretty big one. I'm glad I didn't cat it. Oops. Okay. Nano should have let me. Well, fuck it, I guess we're catting it. Oh, nice. And the reason why we're doing this is you need to check for suspicious logins. Let's just take a, oh, you know what, let's do this. Oh, that's what I did. I'm gonna open another one. No, I'll wait to open another one. Okay, so this is where I started, actually. Interesting. Access your personal home directory and check if you have a desktop. So, how do we check for suspicious logins? I'll be right back. Alright, so after some digging and watching the recorded video, I'm assuming we're just looking at the contents, not really finding it, because she didn't go over that. So I'm assuming not. So let me go back to... Oh, and sorry, my screen's changed because I was like, I know I should be able to access this in Nano. It's because I had to put sudo in front of it because I'm in sysadmin, not root. But yeah, so if you want to access it in Nano so it doesn't take up your whole screen, sudo nano. And there you go. So yeah, it seems to me the main objective was finding auth.log and looking at the contents of it. Access the varlog directory and check the auth.log exists. You need to check for suspicious logins. She didn't really go over that, so... 3. Access your personal home directory and check if you have a desktop and downloads directory. So let's go back home. Oops. Alright, so I do have a desktop here and downloads there. Access the binary directory and check if you can find cat and ps files. So binary would be under bin sbin. Wow, I probably should have word counted that first. Access the binary directory and check if you find cat and ps binary files. So I could scroll through it, or I could do this. Find iname. The I in front of it makes it case insensitive. We're not going to do the wildcards. We're just going to do the single quotes. Cat. Let's see what comes up. Yep, so the cat file exists. So I think what the difference is, if I put wildcards on both sides of it, would be telling the computer to, to basically look for anything with cat in the word. So there could be letters in front, letters behind, and it would probably populate more if there's more than just this. No, I guess not. I guess it has, yeah, so just the quotes. So anyhow, I verified that cat file exists. Let's look for the PS file now. Also exists. Because if we recall, find will only look in the current directory. It will not look in further directories. And just to double check that fact, let's go out here, right? So we're all the way out, and let's do that. Nothing returned. I mean, I could do the absolute path, but I'm not good at that, so I'm not going to show that. Alright, access the binary directory and check if you can find cat and ps binary files. I did check if there are any suspicious scripts in temporary directories, so we're looking for scripts in temporary directories, as those may be suspicious. TMP. We'll go back home, ls. And I don't see any script, but I know there's supposed to be one here. So if I wanted to, I could even do, so I ls'd it, grep, .sh, because that's what a script would end with. Ah, wait, no, grep only works for files. This is directory. Okay, so now I'm going to put the wildcard to signify anything before this. Permission denied, love it. So honestly, I don't see a script in here. I'm just doing this for example. Ah. Okay, well I don't see that in here. So it's saying it is in this current directory. You know what? Let's do this. ls. So basically what A does is it shows all hidden files. So there's that. And then here's that. The two I wasn't seeing. By hidden files, that just means like if it starts with a dot, and I guess these for whatever reason. So access the binary. Okay. Check if there are any scripts in temporary directories, as those may be suspicious. So there's two scripts. So I guess I could copy the info, but it's not telling me to do that, so I'm not going to do that. So the file we're supposed to be seeing is listen.sh, that script. That one's fine. Is that the other one that I saw? What? Ah. Yeah, so it might be because I reset my terminal entirely that I'm not seeing this. But anyhow, this should be under the temp file. This is where I'm at. So anyhow, if you see that, that's the one we're looking for. Alright, so anyhow, we're going to go ahead and carry on. Moving forward. Check that the only users with accounts in the home directory are Adam, Billy, Instructor Jane, John, Max, Sally, Student, and sysadmin. There should not be additional directories. No any other users that you find. Okay. How do I get to that one again? I fucking forget. So it is saying make note. So I guess I would put stuff in there, but whatever. Cybersecurity documents, music public. Okay. So here's the screen she was on in hers. So maybe I should access stuff like this. So let's go back to temp from here. Actually, I'm taking a step back. I was just seeing if that would make that script that I wasn't seeing display. Yeah, I guess I don't have it probably because of how I restarted my terminal. So I'm going back to root. So I'm working on instructor, so do I need to go to instructor? Alright, so I think I'm making it harder than it needs to be. Oh. I'm just going to root. It wants me to go to home root. home directory. Oops. There we are. I was making it more complicated than it had to be. Alright, so we have Adam, Billy, instructor, Jack is suspicious. He's not supposed to be here. Neither is as admin. Jack. Jane is here. John is here. Max is here. Hacker is not on my list. I mean, root, I'd assume is supposed to be here. Sally's supposed to be here. Student, sysadmin, user.hashes. There should not be additional directories. Note any other users that you find. So just make notation of it. More or less the objective for this activity, just finding this information, making notes. And just for display's sake, how I would make notation of it personally, I'm pretty sure it's going to make me sudo this. You know, fuck, I'm just going to do sudo. So I would just make notation of whoever was in here. So or additional suspicious characters. I'm just gonna leave it at that. I'm not gonna go back and list the names. Log file does exist under log, and then we didn't go over how we were supposed to see if there was any suspicious logins. No notation. Maybe I could ask that in tutoring. Okay. Cool. Yeah, and well, honestly. Huh? Oh, I thought you called me. Well, honestly, I'm just gonna pause this and finish. Alright, so I just took a moment to finish typing that. Oh, I see. Why did it? Ugh, well, that was a waste of time. Okay, so I made a file when I nanoed that right now. My research directory is here. So I guess by making notations, it did want us to move the information into here. Yes. So I guess I could do that by copying, going to where I find those, copy, like let's say the name of the suspicious script, and then I could do like the absolute path, or I could move it back. A couple ways I can do that. I'm not going to do that because I already spent time doing it another way. Alright, hopefully we'll get through this next one faster because that honestly took more time than it should have. Let's go back home. In this activity, so this is activity 3 for week 4, day 1. In this activity, we completed a basic audit of the system and found some malicious script files, and a user that was not supposed to be on the system. Now we will investigate all the processes running on the system to check if there are any obvious signs, any obvious processes that should not be running. Your senior administrator has asked that you record snapshots of processes, as well as review the processes in real time for anything suspicious. You must review the processes that are running on the system to make sure nothing is amiss. If it is, you want to kill that process and add what you found to your report. Log into OK to get started with this activity. In your terminal, sudo bash home instructor social processes. That's interesting. This is stuff we're learning right now, and I can kind of understand what it's saying. Kind of, not entirely. Did it do anything? Okay. After this, you'll be able to use terminal like usual. Please read the following instructions and complete the steps. So I guess it wasn't supposed to really display anything. Oops, fuck. Not what I meant to do. Bitch. Please read the following instructions and complete the steps. During the last activity, you found a script file in a strange location on the system. Review the contents of this script file to get an idea of what commands you might be. Alright, so she didn't exactly go over this activity. She kind of just went over the commands top ps, px, flag a, ps, flag aux, kill command. Yeah, and she ran a stress test to show us how everything kind of worked, or how everything looked, but I don't know. She didn't do activity. Let's see. After this, you'll be able to use the terminal like usual. Please read the following instructions, complete the steps. During the last activity, you found a script file in a strange location on the system. Review the contents of the script file to get an idea of what commands you might be searching for. 1, she didn't go over that in the video. 2, I don't have that, so I'm going to move on. List all the okay. So list all the running processes in real time. That would be top. So here we have the process ID number, all the way down, the process ID number. We have the user the process is assigned to. Processes can also just even be commands that we do. PR, I forget. I don't know if she talked about that. Here's how much, I guess, CPU percent it's using, the memory, and command. She also mentioned that if you hit U, you can do a search for a specific process. So let's say, if I were to look at just one of these random ones, how about top, the one I typed in? Oh, I guess, my bad. Not to look up a process, to look up a user. I'm in sysadmin, so let's look up mine. And I guess these are the processes associated with sysadmin. Honestly, I would suggest just watching the lecture on this one, because I'm gonna have to go to tutoring for this because I don't have the strongest understanding on it. Review the help menu for this command and get a few ideas of what you want to investigate. Highlight the column that you are sorting by. How do I go back? Oh, what the fuck did I just do? Yeah, there you go. Just try to reset that. That's interesting. So it has them kind of listed down here. Alright, well anyhow, the next one she kind of messed with was PS, which is a snapshot of running commands. PS allows you to take a snapshot of all running processes on the system. Different arguments allow you to show different subsets of processes and use this output with other commands. So you see I'm going to have to go to tutoring, I guess. So this is the process ID. Don't understand what that is. Don't understand what that is. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to have to go to tutoring for this. So I'm honestly going to skip this activity and move on to the last activity. Okay, so I more or less took a deep dive into PS, aux, PS, top, and yeah, I probably spent the last hour, is it? No, 45 minutes maybe, reading about all of it. Yeah, so I will go ahead and do the last activity. Also, where I was just reading about all of it, if you want, you can pause and screenshot. This was actually super helpful. So this was, I was initially asking ChatGPT the fuck this meant. Well, actually, I didn't know what that meant of all this, so I asked it. Feel free to pause. This part wasn't so important. We more or less actually learned this. This one. And I would suggest opening terminal and trying some of these out. Opening terminal and typing in PS, aux, and looking at all these. That's what I did. Yeah, pretty good information. Alright, so I'll go ahead and do the last activity now. Packages. Alright, note that we have stopped a malicious service from running and completed a basic audit. We're going to cover some of the malicious utilities that, miscellaneous utilities that we can install onto our VM. Specifically, we'll install the following services. Emacs is a traditional file editor. Cowsay is a utility that takes an input and displays a cow, repeating it. Interesting. Okay. Many of these files will be installed in the user games directory, which is not part of the path variable. Again, path variable was the very top thing here that I looked up. Yeah. Anyhow. So run this command to update the path variable. So firstly, what is this command telling us? Well, we kind of learned it. So first part, echo. So it's going to print this, export path equals single air quote user games semicolon path. So this, if we just ran this, it would just print it onto our terminal. But this is saying take this output and put it in a file called this. So this will be printed into a file called bashrc. The double and means if whatever command or action is completed successfully before the double ands, then we may proceed to the next set of commands. If it fails, it'll stop. So echo is going to print this, basically this command, into this file. Following that, source is going to launch the command that is inside of this file. So that's what that's going to do. So we're going to run this command to update the path variable. So as far as why we're updating it, I'm not too sure. Export path equals. I don't know if we're changing like its destination or what, but anyhow, I think I explained that well enough. To install the packages Emacs and calsay, you will need to use the command that you have learned from installing packages, which is sudo install get, something like that. Anyhow, each time you install a package, apt will ask the permission to use the disk space needed to install the package. Use the man pages to find a flag that lets you automatically answer yes to any prompts that come up when installing a package. Install the remaining packages by using this command. So actually, I'm going to do this. What option? Why? That's kind of what I was thinking it was going to be. Install the remaining packages by using this command. Next, we will want to use our new packages. Use the following commands to run your new utilities. Alright, so let's go and download them. So I'm not going to copy and paste this. I'm going to type it out for practice. Export path Cool. To install the packages. That one. Program name. So right there I just hit enter because remember I substitute saying that if it's a capital Y or capital N, whichever is capital, if you hit enter, that's what it's going to choose. Cool. Looks like it's done downloading. I'm not going to do the automatic yes because I want to see if it'll. I just want to check something. Each time you install a package, okay. Didn't prompt me that time. Okay. Next, we will want to use our new packages. Use the following commands to run your new utilities. Emacs will open the text editor. Interesting. Cool. Okay. That's funny. Had to. Alright, let's see. Yeah. Bonus, find the command that will let you install multiple packages with a single command. Run the following command. That's funny. Alright, cool. Well, that's it. Well, find the command that will let you install multiple packages with a single command. I mean, I guess I can look that up. But do I want to? Sudo apt update and sudo apt install. Okay, so yeah, you would just put multiple names. Alright, so there's our answer for that. Ubuntu. Yep.